The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russen program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news, true news, news that's not in the mainstream on GJRB.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land.
We all run a busy schedule, and maybe we don't have time to catch the Gary Russen program. Well, here's the solution. The best of the Gary Russen program, highlighting the most memorable parts of recent shows. Each podcast, I will play clips of previous shows and talk about them. Watch for podcast uploads during the GJRB's podcast weekend on GJRB's public site on Spreaker, reflecting on the past memories of past shows. The best of the Gary Russen program on GJRB.
After 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days.
Uploaded as a podcast or live
Every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central
on GJRB Online. The weird, the strange, the bizarre, way out fun, way out there. Another show coming soon on GJRB Online.
All right, we're back. Welcome back to the best of the, welcome back to the Gary Russen program Extra on GJRB Online, an extra program talking about some of the stuff that we haven't touched or even bothered with because we've been off the air during the time all this big news was going on. And that's why we decided on Extra. When the Gary Russen program isn't on the air during big times of news, then a show will be on the air immediately. That's definite. Welcome back. Gary J. Russen with you. This is the Gary Russen program Extra on GJRB Online. I'm glad you could be with me this afternoon. And we're going to kind of spend a couple hours talking about what's going on in the world of news and what's happening coast to coast and what's happening wherever you may be listening today. And a couple hours of conversation and stuff. You know, what's really been bugging us all the way through. And we're going to talk about this disgusting abuse of power as a police officer drags a screaming Utah nurse out of the hospital because she refused to take blood out of an unconscious patient. And I believe this is just pathetic. And the detective just, you know, she just stated that
okay.
She can't.
No, we're done.
She can't.
We're done. You're under arrest.
Okay.
We're done.
Okay. Okay, this is just what you call a detective who, if he doesn't get what he wants, a police detective, if he doesn't get what he wants, he'll do whatever he can, and that includes someone who's innocent, just doing her job.
I'm just trying to do what I'm supposed to do. That's all.
Okay, so I take it without those in place, I'm not going to get blood. Is that, am I fair to surmise that?
Alex, you're not representing. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea why he's blaming me. I'm just representing. Why are you blaming the messenger?
She's the one that has told me no.
Yeah, but sir, you're making a huge mistake right now. Like you're making a huge mistake because you're threatening and
Yep.
Okay. No, we're done. We're done. You're under arrest. We're done.
Again, it's disturbing to even hear that again. If a nurse refuses to give the police officer what he wants, this is what I posted on my site here, saying that some detectives think that they are God. If you don't do what he wants you to do, in her case, not taking blood out of an unconscious person and interfering into what case? Because this is how I see it. If a police officer tells me that I'm supposed to do this, and it's against my better judgment, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You can slap the cuffs on me, but I can guarantee you that I can take this to court and win. So you see, this woman's has a right to sue the police department. She has a right to sue them. She has a right to, because what happened there was not right at all. This was, again, abuse of power. Abuse of power. This police officer should be fired and charged with excessive force. This is a person who posted this on this story. You cannot legally force someone to do something without a warrant. He had no warrant. If blood is drawn without patient's consent, it's assault and battery. Yeah, fair and square. There you go. And I think that, I hope that that police officer never ever gets another job in the police department. And I hope that that so-called detective never, ever, I sincerely think that they ought to block, if he decides to start his own detective agency, he should be blocked from doing it. Because see, this officer shouldn't even be a detective to begin with. Should not be. Shouldn't even be qualified to be one. Because, in my eyes, he's a pig. Because he's doing, he's showing, he's exactly showing what police officers do. He's showing an example of why people resent the police. This guy right here, what he just did, is why people resent the police department. Because they overstep their bounds. Okay? They overstep their bounds. They think that they can just use their power to control and manipulate. And that's exactly what he did. He used his power to control and manipulate. And I quite frankly think that this police officer should really go to jail for this. Because if he did that without a warrant, if I was the And he was suspended. The officer was suspended, and don't know what else they're doing to him at this point. But this is the reason why a lot of people resent the police department, because they become super cops, and they decide they want to do it the way they want to do it. And if you do not cooperate with them, they'll just slap the cuffs on you for no reason whatsoever. Just arrest innocent people. Yeah, that's just it. Just arrest innocent people. And that's exactly what they did. Definitely. Hey, coming up in the next hour, we have for you celebrity birthdays and obituaries. And we'll talk more about Hurricane Irma and your opinions, all coming up as we continue the Gary Russen Program Extra here on GJRB Online. Yeah, you know it. Got it all right here. And you can be a part of it. We'll be right back. More of the Gary Russen Program Extra coming up on GJRB.